I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
Hello collectors and welcome to the Discount Action Figure Dude. I am your host, Christopher. The last time that we visited our Power Rangers in space here, they were up against it. They had all of these villains, but no support, just a yellow and a black ranger. But then they called for some reinforcements in the guise of a pair of pink rangers. Not to be outdone, the evilness that is there's a lot of Power Ranger villain bosses, but whatever. The powers that be, the evilness that is the Power Ranger villainy will not rest, and they too have called for some backup in the form of the mighty Morphin King Sphinx. Obviously, we got the mighty Morphin King Sphinx at Ollie's. We got him at Ollie's probably a year ago. It's been a minute. He's been sitting in the box for a while now, truth be told. And while it says $15.99, we didn't pay $15.99, even at Ollie's, because I think it was last year doing one of their 33% off Christmas deals. So $15.99, 33% off. Do the math in my head. It's going to be like, what? $10, I guess. Whatever. But let's say we cut the King Sphinx open. And here goes the King Sphinx out of his plastic prison. Looking pretty good there. Already loving his wings. You'd think another Hasbro brand would make a winged figure. Oh, wait a minute. As of the time of this viewing, they have introduced, and the winged angel has finally gone on pre-sale. It's only been like 15 years for us to get a proper angel figure. But that has nothing to do with the King Sphinx. Let's say we take a closer look at the King Sphinx. And here goes the King Sphinx with his accessory, his staff of herding with electricity on it. And we can tell you that the King Sphinx, well, he has some issues. His biggest issue, as you'll find out in a second, as soon as I pick him up, is that his wings do not want to stay on. That's a problem, especially for a character who I think his main selling point is the fact that he has these dope wings, which do not want to stay on. Another problem that we kind of have with the King Sphinx here, and then you look at the King Sphinx in the render here. These two figures, this King Sphinx here he could definitely use like a little more care, it would seem, in the deco department. I mean, sure, we like his, I know these things have a name. I could probably look it up. But we do like that. And we do like his tunic. And we do like the decoration on his tunic. But he looked like he could use some kind of wash. He looks like a figure that someone with the slightest skills of modification could go ahead and give him a wash to bring out some of the muscle detail, because he has some good detail. He has some good sculpt going on here. It's just that there's nothing here to bring it out. Other than, of course, that we could also mention, again, we hate to be too critical about this discount action figure, but he has this gray part up here, and then he has this lighter gray part up here. These two colors don't match. And then it looks like, if you look, he has, I'm saying he doesn't have a wash or anything, extra paint, but he does. He has these blotches of paint here, which I guess are supposed to bring out something or another. which is a shame because he does look good. But, you know, like I said, his wings do not want to stay in. And even though he does have a rather sinister face, it is just plain old gray plastic with red eyes. I mean, all the stuff surrounding it looks cool. You know, his Eye of Horus that's in the dead square in the center of his chest looks cool. But for the most part, the King Sphinx is kind of suffering from a lack of love. It's like somebody didn't do all what they had to do to make the King Sphinx all that he can be. Now, when you look at the digital render of the King Sphinx, even the blotches of paint that they did on his legs, they tend to integrate better and go up his legs, and the mixture of colors are totally absent here. Everything's the same color. There's high quality on the digital render that we didn't get in the actual figure. He does have a tail, which does have some good not good articulation. It is articulated. It moves. So you do have that. He looks like he does have some double jointed knees to go and play with, along with his double jointed elbows, which is good for you to put poses in your King Sphinx. Again, he has a upper chest swivel. But he has because of this thing, which has a name, which I will know after this video has been made. He has very little head movement. He can't move his head back. He can't move it up. He can turn it left and right this much. You know, so if that's important, well, then the King Sphinx is not going to be able to do any of that. But then, you know, you look at the Mighty Morphin Eye guy back there, it was like he got all the deco. All the hard work went into the Mighty Morphin Eye guy, because that looked like that was a task. But King Sphinx here, yeah, this is definitely someone half-assed the King Sphinx over here. So we are not surprised to find the King Sphinx on discount, unfortunately. And it's too bad, because he's a nice looking guy. Let's go ahead and try to stick these wings back in that refuse to stay in. Let's see. Oh, there it goes again. Let's go ahead and try and try and try. Of course, this just could be mine. You know, you might get a King Sphinx, and your King Sphinx might be, you know, top of the line. My King Sphinx, on the other hand, has no interest in keeping his wings, and I suppose flying, because, you know, why else would he? Let's see. Oh, that sounded almost like it clicked in. I don't know if that's going to stay. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. So what kind of value are we going to assign the King Sphinx here? The King Sphinx is unfortunately suffering from some quality problems and some lack of love problems. And he also has the misfortune, as far as my love of villains of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, he's one of my least favorites. So for me, King Sphinx is of limited value. Even at a discount price, he is of limited value.